what V3 want to do. And weirdly enough, V3 kind of picked themselves into this. So clearly they have a plan. I'm just trying to figure out what their plan is. My assumption is Washide is gonna try and bully out Ebby. Jeez, that's always a weird statement to try and say, considering the amount of players that can challenge Ebby. Just mechanically, hands-wise, in a 1v1 is normally people that aren't in the LJL. That's how good he is.
Yeah. I mean, this is, I guess, where we say as casters, it's an opportunity to disprove that statement, for Washide to say that actually, yeah, he maybe can bully out Ebby, but I also realize that this is...
He's gotten fleet footwork. He's actually committing to this idea as well.
Okay.
I love it. I actually love it. Wow. Oh, I love this as well. Predator on the Veigar as well. Good. Good, Yaharong.
Yeah, I mean, the roams probably will be nasty. I'm just imagining, right? You're gonna have Yaharong steal you to pawn the Harp in the bot lane. I don't think Flash and Cleanse is gonna save Dresco, no matter what happens there.
God, and look at that. Blitzcrank San also sides with the team that has the Hecarim, because where's the enablers? And we can't see them either, Blitzcrank Sun. Ebby also just going to try and bully out Washide as best he can. And our AI power spikes are, when it hits late game, Gwen is immune, as is Yaharon, who's going to be turned on with this 3 to 4 item pseudo tank, pseudo infinite damage Veigar, and Zeri will also have been turned on. DFM outscale and also just have a very strong team composition in a 5v5. Whereas V3 have like a teamfight comp that loses the 5v5. It feels.
Yeah, that's not... Yeah, it very much does so. Especially if we see dress code falling behind. I mean, Jhin, when not ahead, is probably one of the worst champions to play. At least it feels like one of them. And we even saw last game. That pick not necessarily having the most impact. So, yeah, when it comes to late game fights, not looking Pog.
Unica's going to try and find Ebby, but it's just going to be immuned away. And look at this. Steel already going down to this bot side.
Yeah, we have Scuffle 2v2 between the bot laners, and Steel is going to pop the Steadfast Presence head out very low, has to flash away, and that is going to be Ignite for Flash without really needing the jungle involvement.
I love that the moment Steel had shown his head, Hatel had to do it because there was always that terrifying thing that Steel could flash, knock one of the two of them into that wall, stun them in place, and that could have been dead for Hatel. So I like the flash. It's preemptive and it's assumptions and it's assuming that there's perfect execution from the enemy side. But when you've got Steel and it's DFM who have been looking so hot, giving that respect of perfect execution kind of makes sense, though. Steel's here again.
Yeah, it flashes over the wall, goes for the stun, and first blood picked up by Steel.
It does it exactly as I predicted he would have done it the first time around. He just decides to do it the second time around. Very good, Steel. Very good. Very good. If you're a V3 fan, I'm sorry, but this is what you call a spade. We tried to do it in pick and ban phase as politely as possible. We tried to do it with J-Real as best as possible, but sometimes a team is an underdog. And there's no way of putting it, and you can't even go David versus Goliath here, because I don't even feel like V3's a very good giant. I feel like we'd need to figure out... They need to have one big name for that, I'd feel, Cash. Because we come into this replay and, yeah, Steel just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, literally flashes over the wall. I don't think Dresco and Hetel are even expecting that. So
that's a good point.
Nothing you can really do, especially here as Snowless without the flash. It is just kind of... like, you take the L, and you hope you can do something else on the other side of the map, but there's nothing really being set up by V3 elsewhere. I mean, they got some deep wards, I'll give them that much, but in terms of tangible leads, no.
No, there's nothing. Infernal Drake has just spawned on this rift, so going to be an important note, but look at this. Harp has just already reset the lane, and I actually love this by DFM. They got the kill, they got the engage from Steel. Steel's like, okay, cool. You guys now go out and ward, find out where their jungler is. That's what, look at that. He's just walked on a ward. Unica's known already. So Unica's now like, okay, they know exactly where he's going. Oh my god, that ward's also going to spot him out. Okay, so they have perfect information on where he's going and his pathing now. Steel is going to be able to track him. And as you can see, ping's already going out. That means Steel is like, okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go do wolves and I'm going to probably rotate around. Might take raptors and then do this dragon. Same time, V3 are also aware of Steel's pathing. So it's going to be kind of this metagame of the junglers trying to track one another and do this, baby. Just putting the hurt out to Washide as well. Oh, this is looking really good. What we also do need to track is Yaharong and how his stacks are going with his Q, just to see how good his scaling is going. But it looks like first dragon is going to be just taken because still not super quick at taking jungle camps on Poppy.
Yeah, and also, as you mentioned, both junglers essentially playing open hand means that V3 know that they have time to take this objective. That being said, Steel is looking for a play around the bot side. The dragon goes over to Unica, and no, Steel is just camping the bush, waiting maybe, see if dress code overextends at any point.
Yeah, it's also a little bit awkward that Pink being there, waiting for Harp to have to clean it out. But look at this, Unica did just steal that Scuttle Crab, so he is able to get away, and they actually get the vision there. So, hey, all of V3 are able to secure a few things around the map, get some mutual objectives, and then get out scot-free. So, I mean, great Scott, Morty. It's pretty good for V3 in that perspective, and it actually puts them at more of a gold parity back again, even after losing that first blood.
Yeah, which is honestly a great start. Like, right now, if you just look at this game in isolation, yeah, V3 are standing out to DFM. Of course, though, as we said, they need to do something before the late game. So really, is there a window that closes for them? And when would that window be?
We might find it here.
Well, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just gonna get ganked in the mid lane, caught out by the event Horizon. Just takes actually a bit of damage. Not even burning the flash.
There's another one.
Oh god, yeah, onto Dresco. That is so much burst. Utapon goes forward and Harp takes the kill with the ignite. Now the stun down onto Tail, and Utapon takes the kill. Unica looking for Utapon. Let's see if he finds the damage. That should be a dead Zeri. 2 for 1 in favor of DFM in the bot lane.
Harp, you just already knew Utapon was dead. No, you should have died with him. A good support always dies with their AD carry, but this was just so beautifully set up from the side of DFM. Look at where Harp is. Just immediately goes Zenith Blade on to you, Dress Code. Zeri ult popped immediately. They have to cleanse, have to flash away, and Dress Code does more running than actual fighting. They get a double kill onto, well, they don't get a double kill onto Utapon. That's the frustrating part. Harp's Ignite does take it down. So, hey, at least having Unica there is some good, but oh my god, Steel, you're a bit in no man's land. Oh wait, Poppy ult always gets him out. God, yeah. Poppy ult's so good. I
know, it's like, it's almost as if you're surrounded and there's only one guy on one side. You can't just not be surrounded anymore. However, we do have a fight breaking out over this Herald. Harp in the middle of it, going with the Xenoblade on Dresco. Beautiful Solar Flare. Dresco caught out with a stun. Steel flashes over the wall, takes down the kill. And now Washide and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are trying to get to the blast cone. Yu-Gi-Oh! Going over the wall. Utapon takes down Washide. And that is going to be 2 kills for DFM. No Herald for V3. That's the moment where everything falls apart.
Yep, and not only is that, they also immediately go, hey, let's just take their jungle, let's just take all the objectives, let's just make sure we get absolutely everything, do our due diligence, and sadly the bot lane of V3 Esports are struggling to find good spots. They're getting collapsed upon and blamed for a lot of actions. What's important is also Washide's Mega Gnar was running out, so potentially Steel didn't even need to ult there in hindsight, but better safe than sorry, I always say. Huge amount of damage also goes onto Harp, who's this Leona. So it's like, okay, great, you've done this again. Why do people keep putting all their damage into Leonas and then struggling to understand why they haven't died? Beautiful stun there by Steel. And it's just a good, really solid follow-up of Harp getting engaged on and DFM going, cool, you blew everything onto our Leona. We're going to kill you now. And then finding 2 of their bot laners again feels bad, man, if you're a V3 fan. But hey, DFM, I mean, we can't say we didn't warn you in the pregame. We kind of said this would happen.
Yeah, and Utapon 100% kill participation. I think it's very clear
yeah, he is.
Where DFM are putting their eggs. And yeah, actually he has 100% kill participation for both teams.
You you savage. Yes, the one benefactor of Unica over on the V3 side getting that kill. But even then, it's like, okay, well, I mean, the thing is, they're mutually even on CS, within reason, like waves are crashing in and everything. But the amount of gold that Udapon has, and he hasn't really hit his first item power spike. He hasn't hit that Trinity Force, which is where Zeri actually starts to become online. And what's fantastic is DFM knows when they have edges and they can push a bit forward. They know when they can push a bit back. Look at that. Yuharong wasn't playing particularly deep into his mid lane. He was like, yeah, no, I mean, if a Hecarim just comes out of the corner and full combos me, I die. Like, playing respect where they know they have to give respect, and also playing aggressive when they do it. And look at this, they're already going again.
That engage was nasty, and Harp takes the kill onto Dresco. Hell under the turret is gonna drop down the depth charge. Harp taking way too much damage. Will down. Steel taking the second kill. Again, a 2-for-1, but Dresco just doesn't get to play League of Legends.
No, and not only that, it's like, okay, cool. Hatel got the kill. That's like a majority of the gold now going over there, and Udapon just got another turret, just got his first turret plating onto this bot lane turret. So it's just more gold funneled into Udapon. Yeah, it's frustrating that his jungler keeps getting these kills, but if he's getting a turret plate and everything else, and they're getting a dragon as well, DFM are just laughing their way to the bank with the amount of gold that they're getting on this. And I have to imagine Udapon will have his Trinity Force after this.
Would have to be. Let's see, the recall is being channeled right now, and we see the replay of this dive. I mean, look at just how long of a range this engage was set up from.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And look at, also important to note, Unica had left. Like, Unica is nowhere near them for this when they engage this. But oh my god, Hex Flash by Harp to come around. And I love the fact that they just accept it. They go, yeah, no, we're gonna allow Harp to die. Hopefully we can give another kill over to Udapon. Frustratingly enough, it's been one of those games where you coin flip a bunch, the last bit of damage, and you just expect the AD carry to get it. Didn't find it. Observers, I don't know, they're really interested in that top side of V3's jungle, but we'll just keep talking about what we're talking about. Zeri does get that Trinity Force now with that back, so Mythics are coming in for the side of DFM. Over on the other side, we're still waiting to see that first one for V3 Esports. I have to imagine if anybody's going to be the first one to get it, it's probably going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't feel great. Because Hullbreaker is going to be first item for Washi Day, by the way.
Obviously. Also we had the Vigar on the target frame a moment ago, and Yarwong, before coming into the lane, sat on 120 stacks. That's 10 per minute, which
that's
tends to be pretty good on Vigar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's faster than I was expecting, actually. I mean, granted, it is Yaharong. He is filling those shoes for Ardia, and also Sedos, remember, the Emperor of the LJL falling in. But Udapon, so many turret platings just funneled into that Zeri, and now it's like, oh god, now it's like, okay, Udapon's probably like almost half item with the amount of plates and gold just being funneled into him. He's just got his Trinity Force. Like, this is a breaking point for V3, and they need to shut down before this has an option, and still already looking for more options.
Yeah, forces the flash out from Hatel, but DFM as a whole just moving into the jungle like they own this place. Unica is stepping too far forward, stunned into the wall, takes the ultimate over. That's a nice knock-up. Yuji, as you said, coming around, but he is alone, has to flash away. Udapon on the follow-through, but the curtain call slows him down, not doing too much damage. Udapon, are you good, man? He's just gonna cleanse away and hop over the wall after taking the kill, and the fight continues with Hatel going down, and Steel is alive. DFM are just running over V3. Oh, and now Evie, he does not get the red buff, but maybe he will find the kill onto Unica. And yes, he does with the needlework, and Washide is now getting run down as well. He's gonna hit Mega, and Ebi realizes that it isn't really the best place to fight and goes back.
Oh, just don't give Yu-Gi-Oh the no. Just don't give them the option. Don't give Washide the option of actually getting Mega and actually be able to turn anything. Why bother with that? Just push forward, get a bunch of damage, and then walk off. This is beautifully set up, and Yu-Gi-Oh just coming in so late into this play. The event horizon still channeling through and actually stunning Unica. It's just V3 being channeled out and multiple angles. I can't believe Udapon, you absolute mad lad, just going so far forward. And then going for the cleanse when Yu-Gi-Oh wants to do it, just going, nah, jump over the wall, and then Unica's just kind of like, well, I can't get anywhere. So much damage coming from DFM, and V3 just playing really deep. And they don't have the vision, even in their own jungle, to know really what's going on. Unica, you're just playing for hopesees and keepsies here. You didn't even have a chance to do a drive-by run and done. So much damage coming from Ebi. And as I mentioned, gets Conqueror, does a bunch of damage onto Washide, and then just goes, hey, I don't need to fight you if I don't have to. I can choose and pick and choose. And look at the amount of gold just across the board. Harp has more gold. Well, actually, Harp has almost as much gold as Washide in this top lane. Like, that's a support, only 300k down, 300 gold down the top laner.
Yeah, and I mean, Emmy is the non-support player with the least amount of gold, and he alone has more than anyone on V3. I mean, this game is just well, it is looking dunzo for DFM.
Right.
We have stated that in the pregame, in the picks and bans. Now, how cleanly can they execute? They have had 2 deaths. That, okay, Yarong is going to get ulted under the tower. Teleport coming down from maybe. Oh no, here comes the rest of DFM, and this is going to be a bailout angle from UGO. However, not before Hitel is gonna die. Steel doing a very wide flank. He's gonna catch out both UGO and Unica. Unipon goes over the wall. He's going to pop the ultimate, and now trying to get unleashed. The red buff slowing down UGO and Unica. There is the knockup with the Keeper's Verdict. Unipon takes the kill. He's looking for Unica. Gets rooted under the turret. Curtain called Eddie Flourish. Unipon falls down after taking the double. And that is going to be a 3-4-1 overall in favor of DFM.
Oh my god, and what a beautiful performance there from the side of DFM. Always finding angles, always finding ways to push and pull their enemies around as best as possible. And I mean, they've just done it again. Yes, it's great that they're able to get at least something onto dress code kill-wise. And yes, it's a shutdown. Fantastic. But at what cost is always what must be asked, and it was at the, sadly, the demise of many members. As it looks to be, Yaharong is actually the one. I thought it was Utapon in the spotlight. I'm so used to Utapon just always being there. Yaharong is here. They realm warp out, does Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like, cool, you got him out. What does that equal? Well, in actuality, it meant almost nothing. They get so much more off of this push, and then at the end of it, Ebi is still pushing and escorting this wave in. So it's like, okay, Utapon doesn't have his cleanse because he used that in the previous fight, but it's like, well, they still got that bot turret. They kept pushing advantages, and it's honestly DFM's game to now lose at this moment in time now with a 7k gold lead.
For sure. Second item completed on Utapon as well. Ebi, Yarong, you have to imagine they're not going to be too far behind. Now the mid lane tier 1 goes down as well. So control over the jungle, control over the objectives is going to be that much easier for DFM. Baron's still in 2 minutes. I mean, it's one of those games where you look at the Baron timer and you're like, I swear to God, there should have been at least 1 already.
I mean, it feels like this game, but that's because of just how accelerated this game state has been from DFM getting all these advantages, right? Like, we're almost a kill a minute.
Oh yeah, almost. There's a fight in the mid lane breaking out. Steel finds the stun onto UGO into the wall, and Ebi takes down the kill. Credit it held out, rooted up, and taken down. Double kill for the Gwen in the top lane, and Yashide on the side. Potentially caught out. Curtain call. The second shot gonna hit onto Harp. Third connects as well. The crit goes wide, and Yashide falls down to Utapon. I mean, it's not looking pretty. DFM are just completely running over this game. They're going to take the mid lane tier 2 with the Herald. They're probably going to keep pushing forward.
I mean, why not? They've got her. Shirley's here and she wants more blood. DFM keep pushing. And look at this. A kill a minute game with those extra ones picked up for DFM. And complete mid push there. Going to be able to give over to Unica for that extra 25 gold. But at what does it cost them? Well, multiple members and so much of their base, and now DFM just get complete run of the mill here. But look at this, it's again started. And what's beautiful here is V3 are immediately pulled apart by multiple members of their team, but we're back into a team fight.
Yeah, Ebi called out 1 against 4, trying to run away. The flash forward from dress code, but he doesn't have enough move speed. No, Ebi, you can't do it to them. Washide misses the boomerang throw, and Ebi is out and alive.
God, Ghost is a fun and powerful summoner spell that I imagine all of V3 love using, Unica included. they're probably cursing at this moment in time because it's allowed Ebby to get in and out. 300 shutdown gold would have been very nice for the side of V3 Esports, but Ebby has caused so many issues to them and slips away casually. Has got teleport up. Also, that Nash's Tooth has come in, so Gwen is going to be causing a lot of issues for V3 at this moment in time. And honestly, now with DFM are just like, hey, we'll just play around this map as best we can. Top lane.
Yep, they're gonna try and catch out. Nice interrupt onto Washide as well. And yeah, wrong, third kill of the game on that Vigar. And yeah, at this point, it's just about closing this game out clinically. If you are DFM, you don't want to make any, macro mistakes. You don't want to be losing team fights at this point at all. Ideally, you don't want to be dying anywhere.
No.
So let's see if they can actually execute on that.
Well, Yaharong has just escorted this lane into the top one. Ebby is pushing bot lane. Baron is up. Dragon is going to be up in 1 minute 20. So that's all up on DFM to figure out how they want to execute this game plan. It's completely in their ballpark now. V3 are playing reactive League of Legends. And honestly, at this moment in time, you've got to play reactive with the idea that you can find an angle to come back in. I feel like it's going to be something like a 4 to 5 man ult from Washide on this Gnar, with maybe something crazy coming over the top with Unica. I feel like that's the kind of crazy angles now that we need to be calling for Kashka to hope that V3 can come back into this game by any extent. Oh my god, yeah. 500. Oh my god.
246 stacks.
What is that?
That is insane.
Wow. All right, yeah. This Veigar is in one-shot territory now against Yu-Gi-Oh. That is. How do you feel as Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably just like pointless now. This game's fun.
Yarong probably does more with the W than Yu-Gi-Oh does with his full combo, and now the Baron is going to be started. And also, just to touch on the Wombo combo, there is a potential if all the ultimates land from Washide, Unica, Head Hell. I can see a perfect world in which V3 win a team fight, but you know what? It's been a while since I've seen a crazy comeback, so statistically, it's not looking very likely.
And Blitzcrank didn't predict it either, so I'm not a believer, I'll be honest, man. If Blitzcrank isn't on it. Look at this beautiful macro play from the side of DFM. They immediately force the side of V3 to go for it and go, hey, if you want that back, Dragon, go for it, guys. We're going to end the game, though. We're going to end it. V3 Esports, what's your response here?
Let's see, they are trying to go for the fight. A lot of damage down onto Steel. He is going to fall down, but so does the first Nexus Tower, and no one else is really low on the side of DFM. Yashide caught out of position. Udapon is going to take him down, and DFM with the open Nexus are looking to finish off this game. It will be the fastest in the split. They've got 30 more seconds, and with all those kills coming through, they surely will do it. They dismantle V3. Fastest game of 2022 LJL Spring.
Well, Kashka. We said